Alright gang, welcome back to our Skyefin Aquafarm series here on Kinlaig. It is still June. We are still in the process of kind of finishing up some of the jobs that we had towards the end of the last episode. Last episode we purchased this brand new forage wagon here, which is fantastic. We also purchased this John Deere, again, fantastic. I did switch it out, so if you were watching the end of the last episode, you probably saw that I was utilizing the case to do this straw pickup. I did switch it out and use the John Deere here, mostly because once it got, I was a little over 40% full, it did start to slow down a little bit, so it appears that that case will struggle a little bit, which makes sense. It doesn't technically have enough horsepower for what this thing really wants, and that's just based off of the weight, I think, more than anything. So switch it out, put the John Deere on, cruise it along, no problem. The worker is still out there in the distance working on that other field for us, the other barley field for us, so yeah, things are going well, man. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are, like I said, good, man. Things are good here, so really happy with where we've come to on this series. A lot of people mentioned that field back there in the back in the last episode, and it would have been nice for me to go ahead and purchase that one because I would have made a lot of money from flour off that. You are correct, I would have, but we didn't quite have enough money. We probably could have figured out a way to get there, maybe sell a few things or modify a few things, certainly. We probably could have potentially got there, but I do think going the approach that we did here was a smarter way to go. Having another field would be great, but right now with the fields we have, I think will accomplish our end goal here. In having a few things that are going to be a little bit faster and be able to accomplish a little bit more. Prime example is what we're utilizing right now, which is this forage wagon, right? It was a better investment for us. With so much straw that we're going to have to get up off the ground here in all these fields, having a larger capacity here just makes a lot more sense to me. Less trips we have to make, it's less wear and tear. Overall, it's just going to be a better investment. So that's what we decided to go with, right or wrong. Now, the nice thing about this, and I know some people have said stuff about it, and that's fine, but the nice thing about, the silage pole and our trailer that we have over there that is unrealistic, right? Whenever it comes time for us to sell this straw, we can literally just load probably all of it, I would think, into the actual trailer itself and not have to make multiple trips. I understand it's a little unrealistic. I don't care that much when it becomes to the capacity perspective. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. This is my opinion, but maybe you think differently, but for me, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, I don't think, to watch me cart, I don't know, equivalent of probably 30 trips of straw to the store and back. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just completely off on that. But to me, it just seems like, it doesn't seem like that would be that exciting to watch me do over and over again. So more than likely, what I would end up doing anyway is doing that off camera. And if I'm doing it off camera, what's the difference? I might as well just have an unrealistic trailer to help us out in that situation, right? I don't know. Anyway, that's where my head's at least. Whether that's right or wrong, that's where my head's at on those trailers with the capacity of them specifically. Everything else, everything else we're utilizing is pretty realistic, but the trailer, it's just a little bit easier, I think, for us to do it that way. Maybe we modify it later on. Maybe we do downgrade it a bit, because I think it might be a little bit too much, but for now, that's what we're dealing with. We'll kind of worry about that when we don't have as much to do. Right now, we've got so much to do that it's the least of my worries. So, this John Deere is fantastic, though. This thing is awesome. I actually, just the other day, my wife and I were driving. So I mentioned this. I think it was in the one-tile challenge, one of the one-tile challenges. I'm not sure if it's actually been released yet or not, but it's not really a spoiler for any of the series. But my wife was recently in a bit of an accident. She was stopped at a light, and somebody hit her going at least 50. They didn't really cite them for going faster than that, but to me, I don't see any way that they weren't at least going that speed in a 45. So they rear-ended her at a dead stop. She's fine. There's nothing. She's fine, but But yeah, so we've been kind of dealing with that mess. It seems like right now we're just down on our luck a little bit. We've just been having bad luck so much lately. Nothing like major, like nothing super, crazy, but we've just been having a rough time with a lot of things, right? Getting in late from the flight or whatever when we were on, right? Not getting back on time. Work just being crazy. Getting rid of somebody who I've worked with for forever. Just seems like things right now are just not going our way, unfortunately. And that's just another thing to add to the list. her getting in that wreck there. Again, not her fault, so nothing we have to worry about, but we have to go through all the paperwork and all the annoying stuff that comes with, when you're in a wreck. So at least we don't have to pay for any of it, right? Well, we do right now, but we'll get reimbursed for it. But just another thing to add to the list, right? I think the worker might be full. We probably need to unload. Yeah, they are. I'm just going to flip this around and unload it this way, I think. And then we'll set the worker back off again. The worker's cruising along really nicely here on this field, though. As you can see, most of the field actually has been harvested. So we're in a pretty decent spot here. Now, this straw, in theory, is not going to make us a ton of money, right? In its current state, it's not going to make a ton of money at all. But, it's a little extra money, right? That extra money is going to be good, right? That continues to add some more money into our bank account there. We've got a decent amount in that bank account because we did sell in the last episode quite a number, well, all, really, of the fish. We actually have the offshore aquafarm actually on auto-selling right now as well. So, we're making some decent money here. And once 1 o'clock hits, I suspect we'll make a little bit more. It's not going to be anything crazy, but it'll be a little bit of a jump yet again for whatever has been created. Let's see. What are we looking at here for the offshore? Yeah, there's not much in there, so don't expect a ton of stuff because you're just not going to get it. But it'll be a very, very small increase. Very small. Probably not even $1,000. Well, it might be $1,000. Trying to get these little scraps here, although I don't think they're necessarily going to make that big of a difference. I'm still going to try to get them anyway. So tonight's poker night for me, which is exciting. I have not been doing very well in my poker league so far this session, though. I've mentioned it many times in the past, but there you go. There we go. We bumped up a little bit. Yeah, I've been... One week I went out first, and it was the week, like the week that... really, it was the week of all the weeks that I did not need to go out first. It was like the most people we've had playing in a long time. So there was a lot of points up for grabs, and yeah, I went out first. It was brutal, man. It was brutal. And then the other 2 weeks that I've actually been there, I missed a week, but the other 2 weeks that I've been there, I was somewhere in the middle of the pack. So not doing the greatest. So I need to do a good job today. I need to really play. Honestly, I need to play like tight. Really, I need to play like I'm playing in a big poker tournament in Vegas or something. I need to just play some premium hands here. Very rarely do I deviate from those previous hands tonight. That's what I need to get focused in my head. Normally, I wouldn't do that because it's a league that happens every 12 weeks, right? And I like to have fun. So sometimes if there's a hand that I like to play, or maybe some suited connectors or something like that, I'll branch out and play those and attempt to, right? But I probably need to reel it in a little bit more just so I can try to gain a few more points, if nothing else. Not necessarily that I'm going to try to win this week. I mean, I'm always going to try to win, I guess, but the way I would normally play if I'm trying to win, I would not play such a tight game. And what I mean by that is, playing the premium hands. Premium hands meaning, ace, king, queens, kings, aces, good hands, right? Not playing, like I was talking about suited connector, not playing like 7-8 or, like 9 jack or something, which 9 jack's my favorite hand, actually. I love playing that hand. A lot of times you can be a little sneaky there. It's kind of hidden if you do hit a straight on that. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I do a little bit better. I need the points, right? I need to get back up in contention here. The first 4 weeks have just not been the best for me. So let's hope I can do a little bit better today, huh? Let's hope for some the poker gods are looking down upon me today and help me out. Give me a better run. Okay, please, please. Okay, I don't know what's going on there, but I think we finally got it on a worker. So, like I said, this is going to take us a long time to get all of this straw up. We've got to get the remainder of this up, and then we've got the field over there that is currently being harvested by the worker. That's all got to be picked up as well. It's going to be a long one right here, right? Oop, we ran out of battery. Of course we did. Right when I'm getting ready to say we're going to jump into a time lapse too. So I'll switch the batteries out. We'll flip into a time lapse. We'll get all this done. All right, we're moving along nicely here, gang. We still got quite a ways to go, though. We've got, I don't know, 10, 15 more, nah, not even that, probably 10 more passes here to pick up the rest of the straw. But we got all the barley in here, lots and lots of barley, as you can clearly tell. I think all of this is going to have to go into the silo because we're still in June, right? So we haven't moved the months, so not a whole lot has been able to be processed since the last episode in this one. So we're just going to go ahead and drop it straight into the silo for the time being. Eventually, we are going to have to come back and put some more into the mill to continue to make flour for ourselves. It's going to make us a lot of money. All as much as we can will be put into our fish food factory, but not all of it will be able to be fit in there, not even close, so we can sell a good chunk of it to make ourselves a little bit more money. I'm just going to park this and the tractor right there for the time being. We're going to continue to use the John Deere here for obvious reasons. Now, in the last episode, we did not buy any more fish food at all for the Aquafarm or any of our productions. We might want to consider doing that today. Just because if you look at the actual young fish breeding here, you can see we've got 12,000. They are going to run out. It is moving pretty quickly here. So it is going to run out. Now, I did turn off the salmon, mostly because we have plenty of salmon in there, and the salmon can only be transferred to one location, and that is our offshore aquafarm here. Or offshore agriculture, excuse me. I'm going to keep calling it the offshore aquafarm. It's basically what it is. Plenty of salmon in there, plenty of fish food in there for right now. There was still one pallet when we went over there and picked up the rest of the fish that have been spawned. There, from what we picked up, there was still plenty of fish food, at least one more pallet there, or almost a full one pallet there. So we got a little ways to go, I guess is how I'm going to put it, before that's going to be gone. And there's really no reason for us to continue to make those salmon unless we're just going to sell them as young salmon. But for right now, I'm not too concerned about that. So having said all of that, you know, the fact that there is 12,000 liters of fish food, it might be enough to keep the trout going. It might. But again, it might be beneficial for us to go ahead and just purchase some just to continue to top that off. We got a lot of little scrap pieces here. I missed a couple little spots there. It was accidental, but I missed a couple little spots around when we were picking them up on the path here, so I'm going to have to touch some of those up. But how much straw do you think we actually have at this point in that silage pole, or that straw pole, whatever we're going to call it here? It's technically a silage pole, but I don't know for sure what we would call it for straw, because it doesn't turn the straw into silage. It just stores the straw for us. Why is the pole not showing at all? That's weird, right? Normally it shows up in here, and it's not. That's weird. That's really weird. I guess we'll have to figure it out when we drive over there. I didn't really look, and you probably saw it potentially in the time lapses maybe, but I didn't really pay attention to how much we actually have put in there. I suspect it's a lot, though. I mean, 2 really large fields full of straw. This thing holds, what, like 50,000, almost 50,000? So we've made a couple of trips over there, so I would think we're at least going to be over 200,000 if we're not already. It's a lot of straw, man. Was raining. We did gain, unfortunately, hail damage, as I mentioned, right? There's still hail damage in here. There was quite a bit of hail damage in this field, but I still feel overall we had a relatively good yield off this field. All things considered, I think it was relatively good. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and jump into the case here. We can go ahead and get this started while we can try to finish up the remainder of picking up the straw here. We're going to go ahead and put a worker on plowing up that field over there that we finished. There's no reason not to have a worker doing that right now, so we'll go ahead and get them started on doing that. Granted, we could do it next month, like we don't have to do it now, but I might as well go ahead and get them started. There's no reason not to. Probably could have made that, but I was a little nervous. I didn't want to kill any more of that canola because we accidentally already killed some up here, which we talked about, right? It was accidental when I was coming across the bridge. We got a little more air. It was going a little bit too fast and ended up landing into that, unfortunately. Alright, get the worker going, and we're going to go back over here to the straw. So, June, 46,486 liters of barley is in storage right now. That's great. That's really good. Evidently, we still have 21 liters of oat. I thought we moved that. Did we not move that over there? I thought we moved that. I swear we moved that. Maybe we didn't. I swear we moved that over. Well, I guess we can try to move that over here in just a second as well, but I swear we moved that. Am I going crazy? I swear we did that last episode. I mean, I am going crazy. There's been multiple reasons why you could say that I'm going crazy, but I swear we moved that. I really thought we did. Bizarre. Well, that 21 liters is not going to do a whole lot, but you know, it is what it is. We'll put it over there. We're going to definitely get another load off of this field. It's not, well, we're going to have this is going to get full, and then we're going to have to come back over here. We won't get another full load, but we'll have to do some more in this field. We're not going to be able to get the remainder of this straw up in this same load, is how I should have put it. Probably isn't going to do much here, but I'm going to pick up this tiny bit right here, too. Like 10 liters. 10 liters, 10 liters. Yeah, not going to be much left on this field, actually, but we'll still have to come back out here and get some, so it'll be good. We'll be able to see exactly how much we have now once we fill this up. Okay, so I was way off on the amount that this actually holds. I thought it was 50. It's 35-ish. 35 exactly. So way off. That's all right. Still not quite sure why the silage pool is not showing up, though. That is a very, very bizarre finding there. Any other map or anything else that I'm utilizing it for, it shows up no problem in that menu, so a little weird. Alright, so we are way off what I said, but I do think we're going to get very close to 200,000, though. Very close to it. So that's actually a good thing, right? 200,000 is going to make a lot of money for us. 200,000 liters of straw, that's that's an astronomical amount of straw. That is crazy how much that is. Another pout of adult trout has spawned. That's good. Alright, we are done. Straw has been picked up. That's good. So we'll drop the rest of this off. We are going to be shy of 200,000. I said we were going to probably make it, but we're going to be shy. That's okay. Still. It's still a lot of straw. No matter which way you cut it, it's still a lot of straw. Alright, since we can't look at it in the menu, let's see. What do we actually end up with? 181,396 liters of straw. That is... that's an astronomical amount, man. Now, straw isn't really worth anything. At all. There are some other potential options we could do with the straw if we wanted to. Like, we could turn it into, like, maybe straw hats, things like that, right? It's something to think about. It's something to consider. I'm not sure I'm not sure I specifically want to do that, though, right now. I think I'm just going to hold on to the straw. I don't think we really... Well, one, we don't really have the room for it. Two, I don't think we really need it, right? That's not one of our main objectives for this series. We really... Unless we're trying to just, get lots and lots of more fields, which, again, I've mentioned I don't think we specifically need. It's not really something we even need to even consider to do. That's my opinion. This field was 322, so yeah, we're way off on that field. Workers doing well, man. They've actually got a lot of this field already taken care of for us. By the time we get back from picking up some of this fish food, I would suspect this field is going to be done, or nearly done. We may have to go around the headland a little bit. I know they always have a little bit of issues for some reason, hitting the entire headland. I don't know why, but they do. Might just be the width that we set the plow to. It very well could be that. Let's turn the beacons on. Let's head on down to the shop. Let's get some fish food. All right, we've got the fish food back into the aquafarm. We also topped off all of the lakes. Things are going well. We got both the fields harvested, both the fields picked up with all the straw. We've got the worker beginning the plowing of that field there. We'll continue that process in the next episode, along with plowing up this field in the next episode as well. Potentially, we will have a canola field here ready to harvest, I think. So it's going to be a busy next month, but we're going to leave this episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash that like, subscribe button on the case you've yet to do so. They are free to do. They help me out an absolute ton. Thanks to my members. I cannot thank them enough. If you want early access to videos like this one, including the competitive one-tile challenge, there is a link down below. My second channel is down below. My Discord's down below. Everything you need. It's all down below. Check all that stuff out if you're interested. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your continued support, and I'll see you next time.